Selamat sore semuanya. Kabar baik, semoga semuanya sehat selalu ya. Terima kasih sudah masuk ke webinar hari ini yang akan dibawakan oleh Miss Emily Rafferty dari University of Aberdeen. Kita akan mulai segera untuk webinarnya. Akan dijelaskan seluruhnya seperti yang teman-teman sudah ketahui, mungkin sudah baca sebelumnya dari Instagram kita mengenai apa yang akan dijelaskan oleh Emily. Dan nanti seluruh pertanyaan boleh dilemparkan di bagian chat room, di chatnya. Kita akan jawab setelah presentasi Emily selesai, kita akan jawab satu persatu. Segala macam hal boleh ditanyakan. Yang penting jangan tanyain yang presentasi single atau enggak ya. Oke. Kalau saya boleh absen dulu, minta tolong yang alumninya yang mana boleh bersuara dulu.
Halo Mas.
Halo Mas Ahmad.
Ya.
Apa kabar? Kok suaranya?
Kabar baik, sehat ya.
Mas Ahmad sudah di Indonesia atau masih di Aberdeen?
Iya, sudah di Indonesia sejak 2018, Mas.
Wah, jadi masih ngerasain kuliah, datang ke kampus,
Ya.
ngerasain jalan-jalan yang di mallnya Aberdeen ya?
Iya, betul-betul Mas.
Oke. Baik, Mas Ahmad, nanti semoga berkenan untuk berbagi dengan teman-teman ya mengenai segala hal selama pengalaman kuliah di sana.
Siap, Mas.
Ya, satu lagi ada nih kayaknya alumninya.
Ada Mas. Halo Mas Hendra.
Halo Mbak Wika ya?
Wia.
Mbak Wia ya?
Iya, betul.
Ini dia. Mbak Wia dulu ambil program apa?
Dulu ngambil MBA.
Iya nih, MBA. Menarik sekali.
Iya, tahun 2016 dulu.
2016. Pulang 2017?
Iya.
Berarti ketemu sama Mas Ahmad dong?
Pas saya pulang, pas Mas Ahmad datang ya. Jadi nggak sempat ketemu waktu itu.
Berarti nggak sempat ngoperin panci bekas yang dipakai gitu, nggak turun-temurun?
Nah, sayangnya nggak. Kebetulan teman saya nih yang ngoperin flatnya ke Mas Ahmad.
Saya masih dapat Mas, masih dapat semua hibahan barang flat, termasuk.
Oh, masih dapat. Nah, ini juga salah satu kiat sederhana untuk ngirit ya, dapat hibahan dari mahasiswa sebelumnya. Katanya ada pancinya yang udah 5 keturunan tuh, 5 tahun gitu kan, di pass on terus. Betul nggak nih, Mbak Wia?
Betul banget. Waktu itu kita printer biasanya yang di pass on, tapi sebenarnya printer nggak terlalu butuh sih.
Oh, iya,
cuman ya untuk karena harganya lebih murah soalnya. Kadang ada yang ngasih, ada yang jual murah banget. Kalau yang ngasih juga ya alhamdulillah dapat gratis.
Nah, kan? Iya. I've just spoken to two of the alumni, Ahmad from education ya, Mas Ahmad dulu ya?
English Literary Studies, Mas.
Okay, from English 2018. And then MBA. Okay, feel free to introduce yourself to M. Probably you haven't met Emily before.
No, I don't think we have. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Emily. Nice to meet you.
And you. Thank you for joining today.
Yeah, thanks for you too for joining this session as well.
No worries. I'm very excited to speak to you all.
I think we have met Emily once in Jakarta, if I'm not mistaken, in 2000.
I believe. Yeah. I think we have. Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good. Doing good.
Good.
Yeah, and currently I'm back to Makassar to my.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we are. You obviously have been in Aberdeen, so we are currently in winter. But it is a very, very sunny morning in Aberdeen today, so it's lovely and crisp outside.
Wow. Yeah, that's my favorite season, winter.
Yeah.
Because it is too hot in Makassar as well as Jakarta, ya Mas.
Yeah.
That's why we love winter.
I have to say that I definitely prefer Jakarta's weather over Aberdeen's winter weather, but it is nice for international students to experience a Scottish winter.
Right. Let me just give a very quick question before Emily start the presentations. But when will you go back for PhD in Aberdeen?
PhD, yeah. I think I prefer to like pursue my experience in the professional first
Okay.
here in Indonesia. So maybe
Okay.
I need to work like more around 3 or 4 years. Then let me think about pursuing the PhD then.
Okay.
After that.
Mas Ahmad, any plan to go back for PhD?
Yeah, I really hope that I can do it as soon as possible. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I need to find an interesting topic for my PhD. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's hope you'll go back later after the COVID ends so that you can still go back and going around in the city without mask. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. You may start your presentations. Then later on, question and answer will be passed on. We will answer all the questions after your presentations end.
Okay, perfect. I will introduce myself just like this so you can see my face, and then I'll pop the presentation onto the screen. So as Hendra kindly introduced and organised today's session with IBEC, I am Emily and I work for the University of Aberdeen, and I've travelled to Indonesia many times before. And I'm here to give a presentation today about the different programmes we have on offer, what life is like in Aberdeen, the type of jobs you can expect to go on to work in afterwards, and I'll give you some information about the type of visa that is available for working in the UK at the moment. And obviously, I'll also update you of the COVID situation that we are currently facing in Scotland. So thank you very much for joining today. I'm super excited to see so many of you, and I'm very excited for your questions at the end. So let me start sharing my screen with you. Hoping that you can all see this. So, as I said before, and as you all know, I am from the University of Aberdeen, and this is an image of our main King's College campus, right in the heart of our campus. We do have two campuses that I'll go on to show you, but this is the main one, and it is very beautiful looking. We also celebrated a big birthday last year. We were 525 years old, making us the 5th oldest English-speaking institution in the world, which is amazing. And you can obviously see that from the age of our buildings. Lots of them look like Hogwarts, Harry Potter, and they are very Instagrammable. We also have been Scottish University of the Year in 2019, and we're hoping to work towards that again very soon. So before I completely swing into everything about the university, I'll just give you a brief update on where we are just now with COVID in the city and in Scotland. So I'm sure that many of you have seen on the news that the UK are obviously surrounded by COVID cases at the moment. Now the BBC and all of the news stations which report to the rest of the world mainly focus on the information from England. So we have England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, and all 4 of these places make up the UK. Now, all of our health data is different, so actually Scotland isn't nearly as bad as England. So when you see things on the news, if you have any questions about what things are actually like in Scotland, do a quick Google search, have a look at BBC Scotland, and you'll see that the news is much better. We have an amazing National Health Service system here, which you would be able to take use of as soon as you arrive into the UK, and our hospitals are also amazing, working very, very hard to help COVID cases and also to provide the vaccine. So the UK were the first country in the world to initiate the vaccine, and ever since I think just before Christmas, we've been rolling out millions of the vaccinations. So we're hoping, and there's a queue. We all know where we are in the queue and when we're getting the vaccine. So it is definitely happening, and we're definitely feeling a lot more positive that good things are coming this year. And I'm feeling more positive that hopefully I'll get to visit Indonesia very soon, because it's been over a year since I've been there. which is too long. So let me tell you a little bit more about the university. We were established in 1495. We have roughly 15,000 students made up of 34% international. Now this is quite a large percentage of international, and I'm sure our alumni who have joined us today can definitely comment on the mix of nationalities that they saw on campus. I certainly don't feel very Scottish when I walk around because there's so many different types of people. It's amazing. We have over 350 undergraduate programs and 150 postgraduate programs. And I'm assuming that most of you have joined today because you're interested in the PG offering that we have. So I'll go on to give you a little bit more information about those later. We also have 5 Nobel Prize winners, so this shows the quality and the calibre of students that we produce from the university. And we're currently ranked in the UK top 30 and the world top 200 according to the QS World Rankings. So this again is a quick image of our campus. I do like a picture of campus, so you'll see many of those as we progress through this presentation. And you'll see it in different seasons. Autumn is my favourite because we have so many trees on campus and all of the leaves change colour, and it's just beautiful. So our main campus is about 20 minutes from the city centre, and that's walking distance. And we have lots of accommodation around about campus as well. The main one is Hillhead Student Village, but we have other ones available on campus and off campus for students. And we also have a botanic gardens, which I love. And we're one of a few universities in the UK to have a botanic gardens. And this year we actually did something really special. We used the botanics from the garden to produce a one-off gin that we sold to our alumni and to different people in Aberdeen. So I think that's something that we're going to continue with. So that's quite a nice gift for you to give your family as a memory of your time in Aberdeen. Our second campus is Forrester Hill Medical Health Campus, and this deals with everything medicine, public health, all of that kind of thing. And it's based in the middle of the largest medical health campus in Europe. So these buildings that you can see are surrounded by our major hospital, which is Aberdeen Royal Infirmary. So it's a very exciting place for those students who are interested in medicine to learn, because you'll be learning from clinicians who may have been in surgery in the morning, and then in the afternoon they're teaching you. You also have the opportunity to use our amazing facilities in this area. So we have a state-of-the-art anatomy facility. Our buildings are all extremely eco-friendly and have won awards for this. And our training facilities within these buildings are second to none. And by this, I mean all of the doctors and nurses who work in the hospital use our facilities to train. And sometimes you might be training alongside them. So again, learning from the professionals is the best way. Some more pictures of our campus so that you can imagine that you are there. The image on the left is our library. I love our library because from the outside it looks like a big boring glass box, but from the inside, I'm sure our alumni can tell you, it's like a big super spiraling building, and you can get some great pictures, and it has over 1 million books. So it is a great place to go and study, and it's open 24 hours during exam time as well. Our accommodation, this is just to show you our little village that we have. Now during COVID, we are obviously aware that our rules in the UK are slightly different to other people's rules. So there is a quarantine period that you will have to go through. Now it is getting shorter. It was 14 days and now it's down to 10 days. So I'm hoping that once the vaccine rolls out, there might not even be a quarantine. But at the moment, we're encouraging you to stay in our accommodation so that we can look after you. Basically, you'll quarantine in your room for 10 days and we will provide food and anything else that you need. And if you feel like you need to see a doctor or you're worried about anything like that, our staff are there to help you. So we've kind of nailed the quarantine assistance and the expertise that we're giving, and we're feeling very confident that we can provide an excellent service. In the UK, all of the universities do a questionnaire to their students who arrived in September, And our students throughout the whole of the UK were in the top 10 most happiest students with the way we treated them and how we dealt with things. So you can be assured that we're trying our very best to give you a great experience, even although COVID is still a thing. Wearing a mask in the UK is only necessary when you're indoors, not when you're in your home, but when you're in places like a supermarket or a shop. Otherwise, you don't need to wear a mask outside. You just need to be socially distanced from another person. We have a great transport system which connects all of our accommodation to the university, which is free to students, and everything else that you would expect from our accommodation is also there. Some pictures. So again, you can imagine your experience. It's quite modern looking. It was recently renovated. So for student accommodation, it's quite nice. And the city of Aberdeen. So I'm not sure if you can tell from my accent. Some people worry that they won't be able to understand people from Scotland. My accent is slightly more refined because I speak to international people on a daily basis, but it is still very Scottish. So if you can understand me, you will be able to understand everyone else. I'm not from Aberdeen, I'm from the south of Scotland, but I moved to Aberdeen about 8 years ago and I absolutely love living here. It's not the biggest city in Scotland, but that's why I like it, because it's more manageable. It is the safest city in the UK. 1 in 6 people living in Aberdeen were actually born outside of the UK, so it has a very cosmopolitan feel to it. And one of the reasons for this big statistic is because Aberdeen is the energy, oil and gas capital of Europe. So we have so many opportunities available to students in the renewable sector and also in the energy sector in general. It is a vibrant, creative and ambitious city, and we have a beautiful beach, and outdoor activities are unlimited. I love taking part in outdoor activities in my free time. And there's also an international airport, which makes getting to Aberdeen super easy. You don't need to take any long trains or buses. You can fly to Amsterdam or London, and then Amsterdam, London to Aberdeen direct. Some pictures of our city. Recently we had a thing called New Art, where we got someone who was very skilled in art and graffiti, and they went around all of our old buildings and they covered them in beautiful murals. And there's actually a trail in Aberdeen that you can follow, and you can tick off all of the artwork as you go. These are just some of the pieces, because the unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. And this beautiful park that you can see in the middle is the park that you walk through from the university to the accommodation. And I mentioned before that I'm very into outdoor activities, and I try to encourage students where possible to get outdoors, to take pictures and to experience the Scottish countryside. So our castles, our big fat Scottish dolphins need to stay warm in the water because it is cold. I wouldn't advise taking a dip in our sea because it is very chilly. It's not like Indonesia. And supping, stand-up paddleboarding, and all of our things that we do to celebrate. So the fireballs that you can see here are the thing that we do at New Year. And it's very exciting. People line the streets, and it's been a tradition for hundreds of years. So it is really cool if you can witness that. Now, the university, let me tell you about the different programs we have on offer. We have 12 schools, and we cover things from anthropology all the way through the alphabet to zoology. There is a very limited number of programs that we do not provide to students. We definitely have most of the ones I hope that you would be interested in. For example, engineering type courses, law, data science, and MBA and business orientated programs, as well as medicine. Our course rankings are also very important, and I know that as an international student traveling across the world, you want to make sure that you're investing in the best possible student experience. You want to make sure that you're coming to a university that has a great reputation and that can propel you on to greater things in the future. So by choosing the University of Aberdeen, you're definitely choosing wisely, and year on year, our rankings get better, and the student experience never falters. So I'm sure the alumni at the end can tell you all about their wonderful time in Aberdeen and alleviate any of your concerns that you might have. So I'm going to briefly go over some of the main courses I'm hoping that you will be interested in. So medicine is a super exciting program that we offer. It is a 5-year program, but we have different routes into medicine. So the normal route that you would imagine is that you come to Aberdeen for 5 years of study, you do 3 years normal and 2 years clinical study, and then you graduate, and then you go on to FY1 and FY2 in the hospital environment. And we have a limited number of places for international students. We only have 16 spaces globally for that 5-year program. And this became very frustrating to people like me who speak to excellent students like you on a daily basis, because I know that the quality of students that I speak to is excellent, and I know that so many more students are capable of medicine. So to counteract this, the lecturers in the university have set up another program. So basically, you come to Aberdeen for 3 years and do your study with everyone else. And then in your final 2 years of study, where you should be doing your clinical practices, you actually go to Sri Lanka to do them there, which is equally amazing. And then the other option we have for you is, if you don't get the grades initially to get into medicine, then you can go and do your pre-masters with us in our international centre. So that's a brief kind of roundup of medicine. If we do have students that are interested in that, I'm more than happy to speak to you at the end. Public health and our other health specialisations are very popular with us. For example, immunology, immunotherapy, anything cancer focused. Because we are such a large hospital and we have amazing clinicians who work for us, lots of students come to do their PhDs and masters to learn from these specialists, and often go on to work for the NHS afterwards and gain jobs in our big hospital. Renewable energy and oil and gas are always going to be popular in the city of Aberdeen, because we are located next to the North Sea, which is the oldest oil basin in the world. And we have been dealing with oil and gas for many years. And I know that many of our companies who are located in the city of Aberdeen are also located in Indonesia. So they have businesses globally in Texas, in Jakarta, in Aberdeen, and in the Middle East and Africa. So all of the main energy hubs in the world come to Aberdeen to gain their expertise, because it is said that drilling for oil in the North Sea is the most difficult place in the world. So if we can do it, then you guys certainly can. And by getting the knowledge of our specialists in Aberdeen, you can go on to provide that for your business in Indonesia and provide specialties, and hopefully go on to gain great employment and work your way up the ladder in that sector. We also specialise in things like computing, artificial intelligence, and big data. This is probably the school that is expanding most. We have data to show that AI, artificial intelligence, and other things are going to become huge in the next few years. So if computing is the thing that you're interested in, definitely have a look at the modular content of AI, big data, cybersecurity, all of the other programs that we offer, because in places like South Asia and Southeast Asia, companies are going to need this, because hacking and all of that is going to become bigger. Robots, robotics, all of that is becoming a huge thing. You all know that. So hopefully, if you're interested in those subjects, you can have a look at the modular content on our pages, or I'm happy to provide that at the end. The other thing that I should have said is our masters are 12 months long. So 1 year and that's you done, compared to some other places that are 2 years. Now the benefit of this, we don't give you a placement opportunity in most of our programs because we cram it all into that 1 year. However, the new visa that has been launched definitely counteracts this and gives you the opportunity to work at the end. And I'll go on to give you some more information about the visa in just a moment. Our law program has always been super popular in Southeast Asia because we have so many specialties within the LLM option. We have over 30 specialties. So we always have something that a student is interested in. And we also have some fantastic lawyers who teach within our law school. Some of them have helped the rich and famous deal with their lawsuits. Some of them have helped with environmental issues in the European Union, and others have helped locally in the area of Aberdeen and Scotland. So depending on the type of law that you're interested in, there is definitely programs here of interest to you that are highly ranked. And also the jobs are available afterwards. So whether it is the business sector, the energy sector, medicine or engineering, what COVID has shown us and myself is that there has been a slump in our economy. So there has been some job loss naturally because we've been in lockdown for so long, but the UK is a type of economy where we are going to get back on our feet again. There's going to be a massive push by our government when we come out the other side of this. And I definitely think we're going to be on the hunt for lots of people to fill jobs within the UK. And this is the reason they have produced this special visa that I'm going to go on to talk about. Because currently students are only allowed to remain in the UK for 4 months. Now, I don't think this is long enough for you to get a job. It puts an awful lot of stress onto you because the job process, especially for high-powered jobs, well-paid jobs, the interview process can sometimes take a month or two. So 4 months really isn't long enough for you to get that process rolling. So this new visa actually allows you 2 years. So it shows that our government have seen that they need international students, that we are training you in our universities, and we want to retain you for a while in the UK so that we can get your experience, we can give you experience, and then you can go on to jobs back in Indonesia or globally and tell the world about how amazing your time was in Aberdeen. Our business school, our MBA programs, I believe one of our alumni here today did our MBA program, and our engineering school are also excellent. So we have things like international business management, we have an energy focused MBA, we have an executive MBA, and we have a normal MBA. All of these are great programs, and I can go on to show you at the end where some of our MBA graduates have gone on to work. And the same with engineering. Many of our engineering faculty are actually people who have worked in the oil and gas industry before, who have been in high up jobs in drilling and well engineering, in procurement, in law, in other types of upstream and downstream energy processes, have come to teach in the engineering department. So you're learning from specialties where they can open the doors to industry for you. So often we get speakers from companies like Shell, BP, Total, ExxonMobil. Many of these people come into the university, they give guest lectures, and it allows for a networking experience to happen. And then it's up to you to open the doors to your future. Job prospects. Okay, so the graduate immigration route is the new visa. Now, there was a rule that you had to be in the UK before April this year to kind of trigger the start of this visa. But our government have realised that due to COVID, this might not be possible, so they are kind of more relaxed about that now. So if you were to begin studying with us in September onwards, you would definitely be eligible for this graduate immigration route. You would come to the UK on your Tier 4 student visa that IBEC, our very trusted agent in Indonesia, would help you with. Once you arrive in Aberdeen, you would study with us, and then at the end, you would transfer to the graduate immigration route visa, which means you're allowed to stay in the UK for up to 2 years to find a job, which is great. It means there's no time limit on pressurizing yourself to get through the interview process. You can do it at your own pace within that 2 years. And our government would not have launched this visa, trust me, because it has taken a long time to come. They would not have launched this if they didn't think there were jobs available for our international students. We need you, we want you to come over, especially Scotland. We are a super welcoming country, and we love international students, and we also feel like we gain a lot from you. It makes us more well-rounded people by having international students in our life. So definitely, if you're considering studying in the UK, think about Scotland and think about that warming experience that you can gain from us as people and also from the institution of Aberdeen. So I kind of touched on the jobs that were related to these before, but in medicine, obviously COVID is a big thing just now, so we are reaching out for lots more doctors, nurses, public health specialists is a big thing just now, and I'm not sure if it was a big thing in Indonesia before, but public health specialists basically map the route for your health provider and health sector to follow in order to get out of this COVID pandemic. So they'll say things like, in order to get the numbers down, we need to do X, Y, and Z. So public health specialists are something that globally are needed. So if you're interested in medicine, definitely consider that option. Renewable energies and oil and gas. Many of you might be concerned that the oil and gas industry is something of the past. We have been assured that there are over 50 years worth of drilling in the North Sea still available, and we have many oil and gas companies in Aberdeen. That is our main industry here in the city. So we rely heavily on this sector. We are diversifying into renewables, so wind, solar, and that type of thing. We have the first ever wind farm offshore, just off the coast of Aberdeen. So you can see that we are a very energy focused area. So I'm happy to answer questions about the types of jobs you're interested in at the end in that sector. Law, we're always going to need lawyers, as I say, so depending on the area that you're interested in, feel free to ask me. And many of our students who do an MBA either already work in a business and they want to progress onto a CEO role or a director role, or they want to start their own business, which is very exciting. And we do have an incubator process for businesses to allow you to examine the business that you're interested in, talk it through with specialists in the university, and go over the financial model of that business to make sure that you can lift it off the ground. So there are definitely things available, but one of the main things I would emphasize to you is about transferable skills. So it doesn't really matter which degree you do. We provide a level of education to you, which should allow you to go on to be a professional in the job area and job sector. So our skills such as communication, organization, management skills, all of these are very important and something that we definitely instill in our students. Entry requirements, so for our master's programs, we require the equivalent of a 2-1 or 2-2 degree. So depending on the institution that you're studying at, this may be the equivalent of a GPA or a percentage of roughly 60 to 70%, depending on the institution that you are attending. We do require an English language test, and some of the options are here. So it has to be IELTS academic, and we require an overall 6.5 for masters. We also now accept Duolingo, so we require an overall 115, and we also accept TOEFL IBT and TOEFL IBT Home Edition, where we need an overall of 90. Now, we do also take on other tests such as Cambridge English and PTE and our pre-sessional programs. So if you do have other things like that, then that's great. Also, if you did your master's or your undergraduate in the UK before, we would also consider this. And if you were taught at an English-speaking institution in Indonesia that my university recognised, then we would waive your English language requirement as well. Tuition fees. So our tuition fees range from £17,000 right up to £40,500. Now that big scary figure, the £40,500 is for medicine, okay? So the other programs cost roughly £23,000. So you're looking at 17 to 23,000 for the majority of our programs. And we also are offering an internal scholarship to our Indonesian students, and this is to the value of £3,000. All you have to do is gain an unconditional offer with us, and we will add this automatically to your CAS. So there's nothing else that you have to do. We do also accept other external scholarships, And we are seeing students still coming through from LPDP, and I'm sure that our experts at IBEC, who deal with lots of our students, will be able to advise about different scholarships in Indonesia that they think are applicable to you. Weather, I know I've touched slightly on the fact that I'm in winter right now in Aberdeen, but we have 4 seasons in the UK, and this can be very exciting for an international student who's never travelled before. Sometimes you can experience all 4 seasons in one day, but the majority of the time, winter is cool. We don't get an awful lot of rainfall in Aberdeen. We actually get the lowest rainfall in Aberdeen compared to the rest of the UK, and that's because we're surrounded by a large mountainous zone that absorbs all of the rain for us. So Aberdeen is relatively dry. In the summertime, this year it got to about 23 degrees, so it was very mild and pleasant. In the winter, it can dip as low as about -3, -4, but you just need a warm jacket and you'll be absolutely fine. University life, we offer everything that an international student would want. As I mentioned at the beginning, I love Aberdeen because it is so easy to manage. It's not too big. You'd be able to kind of get your bearings within a few days. You would feel lost and it's not too overwhelming. We have an excellent international centre which provides lots of information and opportunities for you to meet other students and make friends. We have a great careers service, which I definitely would recommend that you access as soon as you arrive really in the UK, because they can give guys advice about CV writing, interview techniques, and they also provide a list of jobs that are on offer within the city of Aberdeen and wider afield that you can apply for. We have a study abroad centre, and now this is mainly for undergraduate students, but we do often get students who like to go abroad for a few weeks, particularly in Europe, to our partner universities to experience life there. So if that's something you'd be interested in, that's definitely an option for you. We have an excellent student support and counselling service. AUSA, which is our student union, has over 150 clubs and societies for you to join. So there's things from the Indonesian Society to the International Society to underwater basket weaving. So there's really something for everyone. And that's really it. That's a brief introduction to the University of Aberdeen. That's my details there. I would definitely encourage you to have a look at the University of Aberdeen Instagram page. It's me that's in charge of it. And I'm always posting pictures about the university and life and what's happening in the city. So that's a great way to keep up to date and to imagine yourself in the city. So if there's any questions now, I'd be more than happy to take them.
All right, thank you so much, Em. That was very
No
interesting.
worries.
We have some question.
Okay.
Let me start from the beginning. Ini Mbak atau Mas ini, Daisa Pramana. Apakah diperlukan tes IELTS untuk mendapatkan English visa bagi anak dan istri yang akan mendampingi mahasiswa selama hidup di UK? Right, Em, do you know anything about the updates on the family visa if the husband is going to study? Then the wife and the children, do they have to do IELTS to get the visa?
No, I don't believe they do. I can double check this for you, but basically the person that's coming to study would come on a tier 4 student visa.
Yes.
And then the people coming with you would come on what's called a tier 4 dependent visa. And that dependent visa means that you are not allowed to work in the UK. That's why the person coming to study has to show funds so that they can support the people they're bringing with them. I'll double check that for you, but I've never heard of anyone having to do IELTS for a dependent visa.
Yes, that's exactly what we know as well. Sepertinya tidak dibutuhkan, Mas, untuk visa keluarga pendamping. IELTS itu belum diminta. Memang sempat ada perbincangan bahwa kedepannya akan diminta untuk melakukan tes IELTS, tapi sampai sekarang belum. Jadi masih bisa. Ya.
Ini masih.
Kemudian pertanyaan kedua, bagaimana cara dari Mbak Putri ya, cara untuk mendaftar ke Universitas Aberdeen? The question was about how to apply to Aberdeen. So you have mentioned earlier about applying to Aberdeen. One, you can apply through the portal. Secondly, you can also apply through us. Jadi kalau ingin mendaftar, Anda bisa langsung menghubungi IBEC, kan sudah sempat WA-WA-an ya. Nanti bisa WA atau bahkan join di grup konsultasi kita di Telegram. Nanti kita akan bantu dan seluruh proses pendaftaran sampai keberangkatan tidak ada biaya apa-apa karena kami sebagai perwakilan resmi dari Aberdeen. Jadi nggak perlu khawatir untuk mendapatkan LOA, pendaftarannya semua diurus langsung dari kantor IBEC sebagai perwakilannya di Indonesia, dan nanti LOA-nya akan dikirim melalui email langsung ke setiap calon mahasiswa. Satu hal yang harus dicatat bahwa pastikan kalau pakai email, mungkin ada bagusnya kalau pakai email yang baru ya, kemudian namanya juga nama jelas, jangan pakai nama yang aneh-aneh gitu kan, biar nggak nanti universitasnya bingung ngebacanya. Ya, oke. Pertanyaan selanjutnya dari Mbak Riva. Is Duolingo English test usable for applying MSc TESOL?
Could you repeat that, Hendra? Sorry.
Is Duolingo English test
Yes.
accepted for MSc TESOL?
Yes, it is. It is. Yes.
What's the minimum score?
We need an overall score of 115 for Duolingo.
115 for Duolingo, ya? Okay, good. Next one. Untuk kuliah di Universitas Aberdeen, berkas apa saja yang dibutuhkan? Mas Kelvin, nah boleh tolong nanti kita akan emailkan ya Mas ya? Sudah mendaftar melalui WA kan ya?
Sudah terdaftar.
Sudah ya? Oke, kita akan kirimkan list document for you to apply. We'll send everything by email to you. Nanti di-emailkan langsung setelah webinar. Dokumennya apa aja, nanti tinggal disiapkan, di-scan supaya bisa nanti untuk proses pendaftaran. Begitu ya.
Ini di Universitas Aberdeen tidak ada, untuk sainsnya tidak ada ya?
Untuk sains, oke, sainsnya apa Mas tertariknya?
Biologi.
Biology, S2, S1?
S2.
S2. Anything you want to mention about studying biology in Aberdeen for master degree?
Master's degree. Okay, yeah, of course. Because we're based next to the coast, so we have a beautiful North Sea coast on our right-hand side. Basically, our biology department does a lot of field trips there. We have a lot of experts. We have a lot of fisheries. We speak a lot with the Scottish Government to improve the biology of our oceans. So we focus a lot on that. It depends really the area of biology that you're interested in, because there's also human biology. So if it's more like biology and biodiversity and things like that, we have that on offer, but we also have the biology of the human body as well. So either or are an option. And as Hendra has said to you, the University of Aberdeen communicate regularly with IBEC. They are one of our trusted agents in Indonesia, and I would definitely recommend making an application through them, as often as international students, you need a lot of paperwork and you need a lot of help to make sure that you're getting the visa right. So definitely contact them and I can help liaise to make sure that everything goes smoothly for you.
Right, thank you so much. Ada Mas Calvin untuk biology, tidak masalah. Jadi nanti kita akan kirimkan link website Aberdeen yang ada list subjek biology-nya, saya akan email ya.
Terima kasih atas informasinya, Pak.
Sama-sama. Pertanyaan selanjutnya Mas Edi. Oke, berapa lama program S3 bisnis atau kalau MBA berapa lama? Nah, ini ada alumni MBA. Mbak Wia boleh cerita kuliahnya berapa lama kalau MBA?
Kalau untuk MBA itu kan masuknya S2 dulu 1 tahun udah bisa dapat MBA sih di Aberdeen.
1 tahun
cukup
persis?
1 tahun aja. Ya, waktu itu sebenarnya sih kalau untuk efektifnya dulu tuh mulai on board kuliah itu sekitar 17 Januari dan kuliah terakhir itu di sekitar bulan November sih sebenarnya. Cuman kan kita nunggu nilai keluar, nunggu apa ada yang perlu diulang atau enggak itu sampai Desember sampai Januari lah. Jadi setahun sih harusnya efektif.
Jalan-jalannya?
Jalan-jalannya banyak. Karena kita waktu di UK itu libur tuh ada spring holiday, itu yang pertama. Lumayan lah 2 minggu kan ya, kita bisa pakai buat jalan-jalan lagi spring. Terus summer holiday, walaupun untuk orang MBA itu sebenarnya kita ada summer school nih Mas. Jadi pas summer school, orang-orang liburan, kita sekolah, anak-anak MBA. Cuman walaupun ada summer school, kita tetap dapat juga untuk liburan summer holiday itu sekitar 1 bulan, lumayan. Dan terakhir yaitu liburan akhir tahun. Jadi jalan-jalannya pasti dapat sih. Walaupun kuliah 1 tahun.
Oke. Mas Ahmad dulu 1 tahun persis juga?
Iya, sama kurang lebih Mas. Mulainya minggu pertama Januari, kemudian selesai. Submission terakhir tugas itu kalau nggak salah Desember juga sama. Dan sampai balik ke Indonesia awal Februari. So, ya it's 1 setahun lah Mas.
1 tahun.
Kurang dari
Okay.
setahun.
Ya, baik. Jadi kalau saya boleh jawab, kuliah MBA 1 tahun, kalau S3, PhD itu 3 tahun plus kurang lebih 6 bulan. Jadi lamanya 3,5 tahun kalau PhD, kalau MBA cuma setahun ya. I was just answering the questions about how long if they want to study MBA and how long for PhD. I was involving the alumni as well. Oke, pertanyaan selanjutnya. Facilities available at the University Library. Nah, ini kebetulan saya sendiri pernah mampir ke Aberdeen dan saya pernah mampir diajak keliling. I was actually brought by Dom to see the new library when it was opened. It was huge.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is. Mungkin yang cerita lebih sesuai nih, Mas Ahmad atau Mbak Wia yang ingin cerita mengenai fasilitas library-nya, silahkan.
Kalau saya mungkin sebagai anak sastra yang paling saya ingat dari Aberdeen itu karena adalah Aberdeen punya special collections. Jadi buku-buku tua, buku-buku bersejarah itu banyak sekali di Aberdeen dan sangat-sangat mudah mendapatkannya. Jadi kalau teman-teman ke sosial misalnya sastra ataupun sejarah itu akan sangat-sangat berguna. Dan juga bukan hanya koleksi berupa buku, tapi juga berupa karena Aberdeen juga punya museum. Kalau yang perspektif saya seperti itu, Mas. Yang paling saya sering gunakan.
Oke, Mbak Wia. Masih di mute, Mbak Wia.
Oke, sorry. Ya, selain dari buku-bukunya sih, kalau dari fasilitas perpustakaan lengkap banget. Ibaratnya kalau kita datang pagi ke perpustakaan, pulang malam itu kita masih bisa hidup sih di sana gitu. Jadi mulai dari snack itu ada, kalau kita mau beli snack dan tempat makanan kita bisa beli di sana. Terus juga komputer, laptop kalau baterai kita habis, charger udah tersedia, wifi tersedia, mau pakai komputer perpustakaan pun disediakan gitu di sana. Ngeprint udah bisa di sana. Dan yang serunya lagi sebenarnya di Aberdeen itu walaupun ada ruang perpustakaan yang umum gitu, tapi mereka juga menyediakan tempat-tempat yang khusus untuk tim. Jadi kalau kita kerja kelompok tuh ada tempat khusus tim diskusi di sana gitu. Jadi nggak ngeganggu yang lain dan kita juga bisa bebas diskusi kayak gitu sih. Jadi enak banget sih perpustakaannya.
All in ya.
Iya, betul.
Dan when you want to print a document at the library, did you pay anything?
Yeah, actually we have to like put some balance in our account, so you just need to tap your student ID into the printer and everything is already ready.
Okay, so it's very convenient. You just tap in on everything, then everything is done ya. Satu hal kalau menurut saya yang kurang, sayangnya tuh nggak ada tukang bakso lewat di depan library-nya kan. Kalau dingin-dingin ada tukang bakso kan seru tuh.
Tinggal turun ya.
Iya, tinggal turun, makan dulu, balik lagi ke perpusnya kan. Oke, pertanyaan selanjutnya adalah, is there any update regarding the details of postgraduate working visa application? No, we don't have any updates yet. We just had a meeting with UKVI I think it was last December. There should be any updates. Usually they will have an update by April. Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, so I would say there's a website called Ukiza, and it is a UK-focused visa website for students to access. And they recently put an update out about where we're kind of at with just we haven't changed anything, but just a brief update on where we're at with the graduate immigration route. So I'll share that link with you just now in the chat box for you to have a quick look, okay?
Thank you so much. Right, Mas Firman, is there any scholarships for PG programs that students can apply? I think you have mentioned before, yeah? It was the 3,000?
Yes.
Yep. Ada, so £3,000 is the partial scholarships. You can also, if you apply for LPDP, you get the finance, then you can also study at Aberdeen. Everything will be paid by our government to the university. Mas Edi, bagaimana proses pendaftaran untuk mendapatkan beasiswa program S3? Oke, Mas Edi, kalau saya boleh sedikit cerita. Let me just answer this one. It's about applying for PhD and any scholarships available for PhD. Do you want to add anything first, Em, about scholarships opportunity for PhD?
Yeah, so the process for applying for a PhD and the scholarship process is a little bit more onerous on you. The process is slightly longer, but there are options available for scholarships within the PhD area. One of them that you can Google is called the Elphinstone Scholarship. I'll write that in the chat box just now. Some of our scholarships are fully funded by this. It's called Elphinstone. Other ones, I would recommend speaking to your supervisor, as they may be more aware of funding within your area of interest. So, and we do have a funding database that I'll share with you as well.
Okay. Right. So, untuk PhD aplikasinya yang pertama adalah kalau Mas Edi berkenan, sebetulnya boleh masuk ke grup konsultasinya IBEC di Telegram ya. Kita akan nanti lebih fokus jawabnya dan kita akan japri mungkin by email supaya bisa diketahui nanti detailnya. Jadi proses pertama adalah membuat riset proposal dulu. Setelah riset proposal ada, kita akan proses pendaftarannya ke Aberdeen sambil kita carikan siapa yang bisa mendampingi risetnya. Nah, setelah itu dapat LOA, sebetulnya gini, untuk PhD itu ada kesempatan mendapatkan beasiswa dari pemerintah RI, pemerintah Republik Indonesia. Ada beberapa beasiswa apabila kita sebagai pendidik, lecture atau dan lain-lainnya, kita bisa mendapatkan kesempatan untuk mendapatkan beasiswa yang diberikan. Kalau kita dari jalur swasta, mungkin agak sulit ya. Umumnya PhD scholarship yang disediakan oleh pemerintah Indonesia adalah PhD scholarship untuk lecture, dosen atau untuk guru. Itu yang disediakan. Kalau untuk yang dari uni ada tadi Elphinstone, itu ada di chat box-nya juga, nanti bisa dibaca-baca juga ya. Okay, next question. I think I'll answer this one. Okay, Mas Marwan, untuk D4 diploma bisnis mendaftar untuk master ya di Inggris di Aberdeen, apakah bisa? Jawabannya bisa. Tidak masalah, D4 disamakan dengan S1 ya. Jadi bisa langsung daftar. Dokumennya semua nanti kita akan kirimkan listnya apa saja. Boleh juga masuk ke grup Telegram atau bisa email juga atau WA, kita akan jawab. Kemudian dari scholarships untuk mahasiswa internasional tadi sudah dijawab sebelumnya ya. Ada potongan uang sekolah yang diberikan oleh University of Aberdeen atau bisa mendaftar ke LPDP di pemerintah RI juga. Dari Mas Ada S2. Hello, my name is Ada and I'd like to ask question to Emily. Is there any undergraduate scholarships program from Aberdeen?
There isn't at the moment, but there will be in the next few weeks. My team are very busy trying to launch undergraduate scholarship for September.
Yeah, thank you so much. Satu hal mengenai beasiswa, biasanya nanti di bulan Februari itu akan ada pengumumannya, apakah ada atau tidaknya. Kalau berkenan silahkan follow IG-nya IBEC ya, di IBEC Info, kita selalu blast infonya, atau bahkan kalau sudah join di grup Telegram, pasti yang sudah ikut nanti kita akan infokan semua ada beasiswa apa, atau apa lagi yang tersedia. Mas Ada, boleh mungkin ada pertanyaan selanjutnya? Ada raise hand ini, ada mengangkat tangan. Oke, kalau nggak ada, saya lanjutkan. Funding untuk S3. Oke, untuk funding S3, mungkin tadi sudah terjawab ya, jadi yang menyediakan bukan IBEC, fundingnya itu dari pemerintah RI atau dari Elphinstone, dari university itu programnya mereka ada beasiswa S3-nya, atau bisa juga ikut dari badan-badan lainnya. Nah, selebih umumnya memang institusi yang membiayai kalau S3. Ya. Lantas Mbak Ika, apakah ada batasan banyak kuota mahasiswa yang diterima di bisnis MBA untuk S2? Jika ada, sekitar berapa? Mbak Wia, ingat nggak terakhir waktu MBA itu ada berapa jumlah mahasiswanya?
Oke, sebenarnya sih mungkin ini nggak bisa jadi patokan ya Mas, karena kan waktu dulu saya tuh masuk Januari intake. Di Januari intake itu jumlah mahasiswa MBA sekitar 11 sampai 13, saya lupa sih fixnya berapa. Tapi yang September intake itu bisa sampai 20 sampai 30 orang. So sepertinya sih mungkin nanti bisa di-confirm juga to Miss Emily, because I think it's not just about the quota, but also whether the participant, whether the applicant is meet the requirement or not sih, I think. Gitu. Jadi soalnya beda-beda di September dan Januari intake itu jumlahnya beda sih. Jadi saya nggak bisa confirm ada kuota atau enggaknya.
Okay. In general, how many students will do MBA program in a year?
That is a very good question. There are 3 different programs that kind of run. There's the main MBA, MBA Global, and the MBA Executive program. I can't say for sure how many international students, but I guess in total, maybe. And we also have a distance learning one. I would say on our main programs, we probably have about between 30 and 40 people do the main MBA every year.
Right. So about that number, ya. Yeah. Oke. Sebetulnya kalau jumlah pastinya memang tidak ada dan tidak ada kuota. Jadi mereka menyeimbangkan jumlah mahasiswa antara internasional dengan mahasiswa lokal. Internasional itu tidak hanya Indonesia, bisa dari berbagai negara, tapi tidak ada kuota secara khusus. Yang pasti, memang kalau dari kita tidak terlalu banyak, dari Indonesia ini masih belum banyak yang melanjutkan S2 ke Inggris. Mas Ahmad ingat nggak waktu di kelasnya dulu berapa orang dari Indonesia, Mas?
Di bahasa sastra kurang lebih 5 orang, ya.
5 orang. Waktu itu, kalau nggak salah masih ada salah satunya dosen dari ITB ya, Ibu. Dia ambil PhD.
Cuman mungkin nggak dapat pas saya Mas, karena saya masuknya Januari 2017.
Oh, Oke. Di 2017.
Saya rata masih ambil master untuk itu, untuk literatur.
Oke. Baik. Kita jawab pertanyaan selanjutnya ya. Mbak Sekar tertarik untuk PhD in Mathematics. Would you mind to share a bit about PhD opportunities in mathematics?
Okay, great. So as I said before, PhDs are very particular to you. I'll be able to share a link of the topics within the area of mathematics that have already been launched by our school. So there's 2 different options. You either pick one of the topics that we have, or you come up with your own one. Coming up with your own one is slightly more difficult because you have to find the supervisor by yourself. However, if you choose to do one that already has a predefined topic area, then that makes things a little bit more simple for you. The School of Mathematics is a very exciting school because lots of our students who study in the School of Engineering and the School of Computing kind of mix and match across. So you're getting a real vast diversity of lecturing staff from engineering, from computing, but also from the area of mathematics. And there's people go on to specialize in things like statistics or what's the job called? An actuarist or anything like that. So let me see if I can share a link for the topics that we have just now.
Thank you so much. PhD matematik bisa. Kalau mau konsultasi mengenai PhD, tadi sudah di-blast juga di chatroom ada email saya ya. Nanti bisa langsung email saya juga. Saya akan bantu bimbing untuk kira-kira PhD itu seperti apa, proses pendaftarannya bagaimana. Okay, next question. We got so many questions here. Hang on, I'm losing the question now.
That's okay. I've just shared the link for all PhD opportunities that we have available.
Okay, right. Okay. Ira, this is a very good question. How about the learning process at this moment? Is it online or offline?
That's a very good question. So up until Christmas, it was a mixture of both. It's called blended learning. So our blended learning option basically was about 70% online, 30% face-to-face, if you were able to be in the city of Aberdeen. But we were aware that some students couldn't travel, so it was 100% online. Due to COVID, our government have announced that until the 18th of February, it will all be online. After the 18th of February, we'll go back to a blended modular, probably on about 70-30% again. And then hopefully by September, the vaccine will have been rolled out. So therefore, it will hopefully all be face-to-face.
Right. Thank you, Em. Mbak Anissa, apakah pengajuan LOA conditional dapat melalui Emily atau apa saja syaratnya? Tadi sudah terjawab ya, aplikasi bisa langsung melalui iPad. Kami akan proses pendaftarannya, persyaratannya apa saja, kita akan emailkan. Kalau Mbak Anissa bisa email ke kita atau WA ke kita di nomor WA yang sama tadi, kita akan jawab dan kirimkan list dokumennya juga. Selanjutnya, dari Mas Gary. Hello, a program that I'm aiming is outside of the list presented today. Is it still possible to enter such program? Okay, what program do you need? I mean, do you want to study, Mas Gary? If you're here, you can answer directly, Mas Gary, mungkin. Mas Gary-nya nggak ada. Oke. Saya lanjutkan ke pertanyaan selanjutnya. Kalau ada yang ditanyakan, Mas Giri bisa drop di WA atau di Instagram, di Telegram juga ya. Is there any specialist program in public health at Aberdeen, such as management health policy? Go ahead, Em.
100%. Public health is something that we specialize in at the university. And our lead lecturer on the public health program actually has worked for the World Health Organization in many developing countries to develop their public health systems. And it is one of our most international programs within the university. So if I could go back again, I would do public health because it is super exciting.
Right. Good. Jawabannya sudah jelas ya Mbak, jadi public health dan kawan-kawannya ada di Aberdeen. Mbak Rita menanyakan mengenai, do we need to pay to register to Aberdeen? No. So see, the same answer between M and me, right? So no payment, you don't have to pay anything. You cannot pay us as well to process your application. There is no payment needed. Mbak Wia ada daftar nggak? Waktu daftar dulu Mbak Wia ada biaya nggak?
Enggak.
Ada Mbak. Ada, ingat nggak? Pakai kuota kan? Kuota internet.
Kuota internet bener. Kuota doang berarti modalnya.
Ya, Mas Ahmad juga sama kan? Nggak ada biaya apa-apa?
Sama persis Mas ya, nggak pakai biaya apa-apa.
Pakai kuota aja ya. Oke. Pertanyaan selanjutnya, I am a pharmacist. I would like to take MBA. Yes, you can.
A pharmacist would, yeah.
Yes, you can. Is there any scholarships for that? I don't think MBA do have scholarships, yeah.
The global scholarship applies to the MBA now, so there would be a £3,000 scholarship for that.
Oke, the deduction ya, £3,000. Oke, ada jawabannya. Potongan biaya sekolahnya £3.000 untuk yang MBA. Mbak Wia dulu sempat dapat potongan uang sekolah nggak?
Dulu pakai LPDP sih kebetulan.
Oh lah, dibayarin semua. Sempat jalan-jalannya banyak nih kayaknya nih.
Alhamdulillah ya.
Mas Ahmad kalau boleh tahu dulu
LPDP juga, Mas.
dari LPDP juga.
LPDP juga.
Ya, tapi uangnya cukup kan, Mas?
Lebih dari cukup.
Lebih dari cukup. Pulang bawa tabungan?
Ya, adalah Mas, sedikit.
Ada,
Sisa jadi pakai
lumayan
jalan.
ya. Lumayan, oke. Mbak Restina, I am an English student now, but I want to continue to I assume it is to my master degree. The question is cut off, so something is wrong. Yes, you can if you want, definitely. For English, you just go. You can see. Mas Ahmad, boleh nggak sambil bercerita sedikit pengalamannya waktu ambil master di English Literasi itu seperti apa, Mas?
Oke, kalau pengalaman di kampus selama perkuliahannya ya, Mas, karena kebetulan sama dengan Mbak Wia tadi, masuknya bulan Januari. Oke, masuknya bulan Januari, jadi lebih banyak dituntut membaca, belajar mandiri, karena teman-teman kelas yang lain sudah sementara ongoing, sudah masuk semester kedua. Sementara kami masih semester, pas masuk langsung semester kedua. Jadi memang lebih banyak belajar mandiri, dan yang kedua, banyak konsultasi pribadi kebetulan waktu itu ke course koordinatornya atau semacam ketua jurusan ke kampus, ketua jurusan yang ada di kampus. Jadi lebih banyak dibimbing sama beliau di awal-awal. Dan dia sangat-sangat baik membimbing, menjelaskan sampai materi-materi yang belum pernah didapat pun, yang teman-teman sudah dapatkan, mereka kirimkan ke kami yang masih baru.
Oke. Menarik ya, Mas. Jadi sangat terbantu ya.
Betul, betul.
Oke. Terima kasih, Mas Ahmad. Okay, is University of Aberdeen partnering with Chevening? Yes, they can. Yes, M?
Yes.
Okay, any more questions? Let's see. Oh, okay, how do you contact IBEC? Yes, the same number, the same WhatsApp number. You can just drop us a message on WhatsApp, or you can join our general counseling group on Telegram. Yeah. Untuk, hang on, I think Mas Yuda was asking to Mbak Wia and Emily, what makes MBA in Aberdeen is different from any other university MBA program? Mbak Wia, how do you see the job prospect in Indonesia for international MBA graduate? How is the business knowledge you gain from Aberdeen applicable and relevant to the business environment in Indonesia? So, you go ahead. Via or M first? Up to you.
Maybe Emily, you can go first.
Okay, great. So our MBA programs are renowned globally, and we began teaching MBAs years ago. So the word of mouth has gotten around that we are very capable in this area, and we attract the type of people who go on to become CEOs in businesses, because we are in the energy, oil and gas capital of Europe. Many of the high up people in businesses, for example, already directors who are going for CEO positions, have come to Aberdeen to study with us in order to get to that next step. One of the things I would recommend that you do is go on LinkedIn, do a search, and you'll be able to see people who have studied at the University of Aberdeen and where they have gone on to work afterwards. And you can manipulate that data or right down to MBA or for other subject areas. And then you can see where people will go with this degree and the type of future that you could have if you study with us.
Right. Go ahead, Mbak Wia.
Yeah, so maybe I want to add some additional from what Emily has said before. Yeah, basically Aberdeen is really strong for the oil and gas and also the energy part. Previously at my company, actually I handle a part for some of the energy company or some of our client from energy industry. So I think that I need more information and more experience about that one, because my background is come from electrical engineering, so I don't have any business acumen. So that's why I choose to pursue my master degree on the MBA program, and I chose Aberdeen because I need some additional knowledge about the oil and gas industry. That's why I go to MBA at the University of Aberdeen. And if you're asking about the prospect jobs in Indonesia for the international MBA graduate, actually most of the MBA graduates from the abroad, I mean from outside Indonesia, they will come to Indonesia, and they will most of them will have like a different role from their previous job. For example, like what happened to me when before I took my master degree, my role is for the sales representative, I mean in IBM. But after I come back to Indonesia after got my master degree in MBA, I come back as a leader for the managing the IBM offering solution, which is they only have one people for each country. So I think there are some improvement in my career. That's why I think for you to take the MBA program is really important if you want to like pursue your career and if you want to accelerate your career as well.
Good, very good. I hope that answers the question. I'll go to the next question now. What was that? Is there any limitation on age after they graduate? No. The question is that you can apply for your master degree anytime you want. Even you have, probably you did your bachelor 10 years ago, you can still apply for your master. If it was 20 years ago, you can also still apply. Masih boleh lulusan 20 tahun lalu, 30 tahun lalu, tidak ada batasan umur, silahkan mendaftar. Ya, itu pertanyaannya dari Mbak Silva. Ya, semoga menjawab ya Mbak. Oke, Mas Kelvin juga bertanya mengenai saya bertanya apakah bisa lanjut studi Universitas Aberdeen itu bisa selain dari Universitas Indonesia, bisa dari universitas lainnya. Oh, maksudnya kalau mau mendaftar ke Aberdeen dari universitas apa saja di Indonesia tidak masalah. Maksudnya Universitas Indonesia itu dalam hal ini adalah universitas yang berada di Indonesia. Seperti Mas Ahmad. Mas Ahmad dulu kalau boleh tahu S1-nya di mana, Mas?
Dari Universitas Hasanuddin, Mas.
Hasanuddin, Ujung Pandang ya. Mbak Wia?
Dulu di ITB, Mas.
ITB. Kita banyak ada teman-teman dari universitas, katakan dari Undip, ada dari Aceh juga ada yang dari Palembang, Unsri, ada yang dari Manokwari, ada yang dari Bali, dari mana-mana itu boleh. Any universities in Indonesia, if you have finished your bachelor degree, you can apply for master degree in the UK. Okay. Kalau saya mau tanya program S2 khusus pendidikan, saya lulusan dari UPI. Ini UPI saya sering sekali nih dulu-dulu sebelum pandemik saya mampir ke UPI untuk memberikan info-info mengenai pendidikan, program pendidikan lanjutan di Inggris. S2 lanjut ke master di Aberdeen. Right, the question is what education degree do you have for master degree?
What educational degree do you mean?
Yeah, what education program, like master that is related to education?
Okay, so we have, it depends the type of education that you want to go on to work in afterwards. Many of our students coming to study education do things like TESOL, so teaching English as a second language, or they come to do an actual teaching degree because they want to go on to teach in a secondary school or a primary school. It depends what your aspirations are after that. But I can put you in contact with our lecturers who can give you some more advice and guidance on that.
Thank you so much. Oke, advice. Mohon sarannya, Mbak Putri, baiknya melamar universitas terlebih dahulu untuk dapat LOA atau bersamaan melamar dengan tunjangan atau beasiswanya. Saran kami selalu menganjurkan untuk seluruh calon mahasiswa mendaftar dahulu. Daftar dulu, dapat LOA, silahkan sambil kalau mau cari beasiswa silahkan, mau cari tunjangan dari ayah ibu boleh, mau cari approval dari mereka juga boleh. Jadi yang penting sudah dapat, sudah diterima dulu, apalagi kalau mungkin ada teman-teman yang dari kementerian, mereka umumnya akan nanyakan apakah sudah diterima. Nah, kalau sudah diterima, baru boleh mengajukan. Tinggal tunjukin surat penerimanya, saya sudah diterima di universitas ini, programnya ini. Nanti sponsor akan tinggal menyetujuinya atau tidak. Jadi saran kami, silahkan daftar dulu, toh nggak bayar apa-apa, bisa langsung melakukan pendaftaran melalui kami, kita akan proses semuanya ya. Oke, next question. Hi M, do you have any suggestion to master program if I graduate from information system and currently working in a startup company related to financial technology, fintech?
Okay, so again, I guess do you want to continue in that job or do you want to jump into another job? I would definitely say that artificial intelligence, cybersecurity are things that affect all computing and finance companies. So if you want to go on to specialize in that area, we definitely offer programs. We're also launching a new robotics and cybersecurity program, which is information technology focused. Again, I know that I'm kind of waffling about these questions, but for every individual, it's really specific as to which direction you want your career to go in. And so often it actually helps talking with the course coordinator, as they can tell you if the modular content within that program is actually suited to your future aspirations.
If I'm not mistaken, you do have something that is related to data science as well, right?
Yeah, data science as well.
Yeah, so probably fintech would be suitable for data science. If you're thinking of expanding your work, expanding your career later on, you can. There are a few subjects available at Aberdeen for you to choose that is very relevant to fintech. So don't worry, they have everything that you need. Sounds like a supermarket. No, it's
Great
very
supermarket.
specific actually.
Marks and Spencer's.
Okay, there is one interesting question. What makes Aberdeen so special compared to other universities in the UK, especially in economics and business? M or Wia would like to answer this one.
I will give you the general as to why I think Aberdeen is special, and then perhaps Wia can tell you from her experience the feeling that she got from being a student at Aberdeen and how she feels to be an alumni of there. So as I mentioned, I'm not from Aberdeen, but I absolutely love the city. I think the city is a key selling point as to why you would want to come and study with us. It is beautiful. The surrounding area is amazing. The people are super friendly. They can't do enough to help you. And the university is the 5th oldest institution in the English-speaking world. We've been teaching for a very, very long time. So we are experts at what we do. And you saw that we have such a broad range of course options that your classroom will be very multicultural, it will be very diverse, and you can go on to gain great employment afterwards. Our employability rate is currently at about 96% for those graduates who finish with us. So it shows that the possibilities after finishing are endless.
Good. Yeah.
Ya, I think as we already mentioned before that Aberdeen is the capital energy of the Europe actually. It's not only in the UK but also in the Europe. So when we have the lecture, it's not only the lecture come from the lecturer in the university, but sometimes they also invite the professional from the oil and gas company come to our class. So we can have a real discussion about what is the job real likes, and also we can Emily mentioned before, we have a very different people come from all over the world. So in the class we will kind of share the experience itself, because for MBA you have at least to work about 2 years. That's why the people come to the class is people with the experience in their professional field. That's why when we have the discussion with people all over the world, it can really give you something valuable, because you not only have a one view about a thing, but also you can have the view from globally, I think. So that's the value from the Aberdeen University.
Okay. I'll add something, but I'll speak in bahasa. It's a good thing about Aberdeen, and don't worry. Kalau disuruh memilih kenapa pilih Aberdeen, waktu saya ke Aberdeen pertama kali, saya lihat, saya di sana nggak kuliah tapi diundang oleh universitas untuk rapat dan conference. Kotanya nggak besar, betul. Tidak seramai London, betul. Itu bayangan saya. Tapi begitu saya sampai, saya nginep, saya lupa nama hotelnya, tapi itu ada di dalam mall yang saya ingat. Mbak Wia atau Mas Ahmad ingat nggak mall yang besar itu apa yang di Aberdeen?
Union Square mungkin ya?
Union Square ya. Di lantai 2-nya atau lantai 3-nya ada hotel?
Mungkin ya. Kebetulan kita banyak hotel saya di situ. Jadi tapi bisa jadi.
Do you remember the name of the hotel that I stayed in?
Jury's Inn. The Jury's Inn?
No, it's inside the mall.
Yeah, I think it's called the Jury's Inn.
Is it the Jury's
Maybe
Inn?
maybe it's changed names. That's what it's called now.
Oh, okay. Probably last time I don't think it was Jury's Inn. But anyway, waktu saya kunjungi kotanya nyaman sebetulnya, sangat nyaman untuk jalan kaki kemana-mana, enak, nggak rusuh. Kalau dibandingin sama London itu selalu rusuh. Rusuhnya tuh ada aja yang iseng gitu kan, nggak kenal ya. Memang di sana biasa kalau nggak kenal ya nanya gitu ya. Tapi saya bisa membedakan yang nanya iseng sama yang nanya genuine atau tulus tuh berbeda. Nah, selain itu kampusnya memang udah pasti tadi kalau disebutkan di presentasi pertama, kampusnya sangat instagramable, itu sangat sekali. Foto-foto segala macamnya sangat menyenangkan, dan yang terlepas dari semuanya adalah kenyamanan. Juga mencari makanan halal juga sangat mudah. Betul nggak Mas Ahmad?
Ya, makanan halal Mas ya?
Ya, makanan halal.
Betul, kalau makanan halal cukup banyak di Aberdeen, baik itu di dalam kampus maupun yang ada di city center. Saya paling ingat, nggak tahu mungkin yang nyebut chopstick salah satunya yang paling saya ingat, ataupun buffet banyak sekali di Aberdeen, either itu Asian food ataupun yang makanan lainnya. Seperti itu.
Chopstick, Mas?
Iya, paling.
Wah, berarti Chinese food ya, tapi halal.
Iya, Chinese food, tapi ya cukup nyaman lah untuk lidah orang Indonesia.
Cocok gitu ya. Mbak Wia, favorit restorannya apa Mbak Wia?
Nah, kalau dulu yang chopstick dibilang Mas Ahmad itu baru datang pas saya mau pulang. Tapi untungnya sempat nyobain waktu itu. Untungnya sempat nyobain dan lumayan enak. Cuma kalau mahasiswa Indonesia itu, karena di sana KFC nggak halal kan ya di Aberdeen. Kalau dulu, nggak tahu di sekolah sekarang. Jadi kita tuh ada yang namanya Khyber Pass. Itu fried chicken yang taste-nya itu benar-benar Indonesia banget lah gitu. Dan murah dan besar. Jadi itu favorit sih biasanya.
Murah, besar. Emang kebetulan kalau ayam sana saya lihat sih emang besar-besar sih, nggak ada yang kecil.
Bener, besar banget.
Saya biasanya kalau makan ayam 2, kalau di Aberdeen makan ayamnya 1 aja udah kenyang gitu kan.
Udah gede banget, bener sih.
Iya, itu nggak tahu disuntiknya berapa kali deh tuh ayam.
From my limited bahasa, I was able to understand a little bit of that. So I am also able, I probably should have said more, that we are a very diverse city, and we're very accepting of all faiths, and I'm sure Via can give you information that we have facilities, a multi-faith prayer facility on campus, and I heard you talking about halal food, that we offer all food is halal on campus. And we also have opposite campus. I'm not sure if Via and Ahmad visited Malaysian's Mary's Cafe, where she offers Southeast Asian food just opposite campus. Did you guys visit?
Unfortunately, not for me.
No? What about Ahmed?
Sorry, I can
Did you ever visit? Did you ever visit Mary's Malaysian Kitchen?
Oh yeah, I have tried once in the city center. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I have tried one. Yeah, Malaysian cuisine.
Okay, well, there's one opposite campus now, and the food is
Okay.
excellent. Maybe not as good as Indonesian food, but Southeast Asia, as far as Southeast Asian food goes, much better than I could cook. So there's that just opposite campus.
Pokoknya, basically to get anything is possible. Halal food is a lot. You want big portion available. You want smaller version. I don't think it is available. All the portion in Aberdeen is always big. So that's why huge. Satu porsi bisa makan 2 kali, betul nggak, Mbak Wia?
Bener banget. Bisa sharing jadinya. Tapi
Bisa
mahasiswa
sharing.
penting kan.
Nah, kan mirip
Mahasiswa
kan?
penting banget.
Iya, itu dia. Oke, pertanyaan selanjutnya, apakah jalur LPDP bisa juga pakai iBack? Tentu, kami banyak membantu teman-teman dari LPDP yang mau mendaftar untuk kuliah di Inggris. Jadi jangan sungkan, silahkan hubungi ke kita ya. Selanjutnya, untuk disabilitas sendiri, apakah di sana sudah termasuk, Mas Dadan, kemudahan asrama, area, kampus yang disediakan? Sudah. Inggris sangat bersahabat untuk fasilitas yang disediakan sangat bersahabat untuk kaum disabilitas. Jadi kalau Mas Dadan ada disabilitas dalam hal ini tunadaksa, tidak masalah karena mereka sudah sering sekali menerima mahasiswa tanpa melihat latar belakang maupun kekurangan yang dimiliki. Bagi mereka semua sama. Jangan khawatir untuk kuliah di Inggris, tidak hanya di Aberdeen ya, di semua kampus itu semuanya sangat-sangat bersahabat. Mas Ahmad punya pengalaman, mungkin ada temannya sempat melihat di Aberdeen yang mungkin ada disabilitas?
Ya, yang paling sering saya lihat mungkin di perpustakaannya, Mas. Jadi perpustakaannya sangat ramah disabilitas. Jadi kalau misalnya ada disabilitas, mereka pasti fasilitasnya jelas sangat memungkinkan ya, bukan hanya di perpustakaan, tapi juga di ruangan-ruangan kelas juga mereka selalu membuat fasilitas yang selalu ramah dengan disabilitas seperti itu. Dan tentu yang paling penting adalah jalannya, kondisi jalannya misalnya dari city center ke kampus itu sangat cukup ramah disabilitas seperti itu.
Oke. Seperti yang sudah disampaikan oleh Mas Ahmad, jadi tidak perlu khawatir. We were talking about facilities for disability. We were saying that Aberdeen is very friendly towards it. Would you like to confirm that, Em?
What were you saying, Hendra, that we're very friendly?
Friendly towards disability. So
yeah, of course, 100%. 100%. We are accepting of everyone. We're trying to make people's life as easy as possible. And we also try not to differentiate between people who have a disability and people who don't. However, I would encourage you, if you do, to tell the university, because we are there to try and make your life as happy and as easy as possible. And we have lots of centres available and support for students who want to reach out, and we're there to help.
Right, thank you so much. Questions about Christina, Mbak Christina. My name is Christina, currently pursuing bachelor degree in chemistry. I'm interested to apply renewable energy for master degree in Aberdeen. Do you need a background of engineering, or is that okay for her to apply?
A background of chemistry would be fine for renewables.
Right. So, Mbak Christina, backgroundnya chemistry, you you can go ahead with the application, yeah? Mbak Sarah, how do I get information about courses and modules? It's all on the website of the university. If you go on to the university website, you'll be able to see the programs as well as the modules in every degree available. Mbak Rita, how is the research activities there, especially social research? Is there any research organization or anything? I assume you're asking related to PhD program, yeah? Research activities. I don't know how to start to explain, but probably, would you like to say anything about research?
Yeah, so we have different, you can have a look online to have a look at universities' research output. It's called a REF, R-E-F, and REF really gives you an indication as to how much research each university does and in which area. And we are a very high output university for research. A lot of the world rankings are actually based on the amount of research a university does. So we are obviously very highly ranked in comparison to many other institutions. So our research output is high.
Right. Thank you so much, Em. Okay, Mbak Lana. Okay, quick questions. Do you have sustainable development, but with a background of education? Oh, I assume her background is in education, thinking about sustainable development.
I need to double check that one.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the sustainable development that you have is more related to environment.
Yeah, hold on 2 seconds, and I'll come back to you on that one.
Thank you. Oke, kalau mau S1 di Aberdeen, apakah I-level dan semacamnya? Betul. Untuk memulai program S1 di Aberdeen, bachelor degree, mereka akan minta lulusan I-level. Kalau dari lulusan SMA nasional, maka kita harus mengikuti program foundation yang diselenggarakan di dalam universitas. Jadi bisa ikut foundation-nya 1 tahun, kemudian setelah itu langsung masuk ke program S1-nya di Aberdeen. Ya, semoga menjawab ya. Mbak Rita Ginting, can you type down the name of the research again? Can you please be more specific? What sort of research you mean? Okay, I think we have answered most of the questions. Ada sebagian yang langsung dijawab di kolom chat juga. Pertanyaan selanjutnya sekarang saya mau tanya ke, I would like to ask our alumni, starting from Mas Ahmad. Mas Ahmad, if you have to describe, if I'm going to ask you one question, if you want to describe Aberdeen in one word, what would that be?
It's hard to define in one word because it's probably kind of, yeah, it's incredibly amazing. I mean, the experience.
Okay, 2 words.
Yeah, it's 2 words.
Okay, for me, if I want to describe Aberdeen, one word, it will be antique. Right? But how would you describe Aberdeen in one word?
Granite.
What's that?
Granite, because
Granite.
Aberdeen knows as Granite City.
Yeah, well, that's true. Aberdeen is the city of granite. Okay, next question. Roughly, how much do you spend in a month? Berapa biaya hidupnya? Boleh Mbak Wia dulu, boleh Mas Ahmad dulu. Kira-kira, how much is your cost of living in a month?
I think for me, including the accommodation, yeah, because most of my allowance comes to the accommodation, so it's around 600 pounds sterling.
600 pounds.
600 until 700 pounds, as long as you like cooking by yourself.
Yeah. Okay, Mas Ahmad.
Yeah, because I did cooking by myself as well. So I spent around 700 pounds
Uh-huh.
per month, including the bills, electricity, and etc. Yeah.
Including electricity and everything,
Yeah.
internet as well, ya. Oke, did you cook coto Makassar, Mas?
Unfortunately, I can't, but I have one friend from Makassar as well,
Uh-huh.
and she cooked it for me.
Oh, she cooked that for you, your
Yeah,
friend.
I mean like for all Indonesians.
Oh, for all in, I thought
Yeah,
it's
like
only
all
for you. Okay,
Yeah,
because she cooked, right? So it's for everyone, yeah? All
yeah,
Indonesian
yeah.
students. Okay, next question, Mbak Wia. When you were in Aberdeen, where did you go for holiday?
So many places I can, like, Stone Heaven. I think that's one of the best places in Aberdeen.
Uh-huh.
And then I love I love the city center, of course, because you can go shopping and anything in city center, right? Especially in winter. Previously, we have like Christmas market, if I'm not wrong, right? Every winter, every year in the city center. And also, Seaton Park is my favorite place as well.
Now, outside Aberdeen, where did you go?
Outside Aberdeen, I mean, personally, I prefer Scotland than England. That's why outside Aberdeen, it's because Aberdeen is Scotland, so it's really convenient for me to go to Edinburgh, Inverness, and any kind of like any other Scotland city lah. So you can
Wow,
go in, Glasgow. All of them are a beautiful city.
So you are very Scottish girl, yeah? Okay,
I love
I
Scotland.
agree with that. Mas Ahmad, where did you go outside Aberdeen when you were studying?
Outside Aberdeen, of course, like London is a must visit place,
Okay.
and Oxford, etc. And
Uh-huh.
also, I have a chance to go to Europe as well,
Oh,
and Turkey after the thesis submissions.
oh,
Yeah.
which country in Europe did you go to?
Mostly in South Spain, like the cities like Malaga, Granada, and Andalusia, and also went to Milan and Paris, of course, France. Yeah, only for around 14 days.
Only for 14 days. 14 days is 2 weeks. That's long enough. Okay, amazing. So you have enough budget to do that as well, yeah, Mas?
Yeah, yeah. So that because of saving, because of like we did cooking by ourselves, so
Yeah.
we can use the money for traveling.
Okay. So that's the key word. Cooking by yourself. Before you go,
Exactly.
I always advise every student to bring a recipe book. Do not say that you can only cook water. Oke, dalam bahasa Indonesia bisa masak air. Jangan ya. Terus ada lagi yang bilang saya bisa masak macam-macam kok Mas, masak sop, masak kaldu, bisa ternyata Indomie yang dibawa. Oke. Ada lagi yang mau ditanyakan mungkin? Oke, Mbak Putri menanyakan, can we get Indonesian food in the market? Silahkan, Mbak Wia atau Mas Ahmad. Would you like to answer that one?
Bisa banget, tempe ada. Ikan teri juga ada. Jadi bisa banget sih kalau untuk bahan masak itu ada namanya Chinese supermarket yang Matthew. Itu biasanya tempat kita buat belanja Asian food, kecap ABC, saus ABC, Indomie, itu ada di sana. Terus juga kalau buat yang Muslim itu ada, dulu apa namanya apa ya? Dia tuh khusus makanan Muslim, tapi juga banyak banget rempah-rempah yang biasanya kita gunakan di Indonesia sih. Jadi bisa banget buat dapetin bahan-bahan masakan Indonesia.
Okay. To get Indonesian food is easy ya. To cook anything also easy. Mas Ahmad punya pengalaman sendiri. Did you cook something very Indonesian? Not fried rice ya, Mas. I know fried rice is easy.
Indonesian food, like I try to make like lumpia because gado-gado. Actually, it's easy. It's easy to make Indonesian food because it's very easy to find the ingredients in artisan market, as Mbak Widya have mentioned before, and you can cook it by yourself, and also you can sell the Indonesian cooking to other Indonesian friends if you like to do business.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, cooking Indonesian food in the UK overall, including in Aberdeen, is very easy. Sedikit pengalaman, waktu 2006 saya sempat berkunjung ke waktu itu di Bournemouth, ketemu dengan mahasiswa Indonesia dan kita membuktikan. Jadi ini 2006 aja ya, tahun 2006 aja. Waktu itu kita buktikan mau bikin martabak, bisa nggak? Kita cari bahan-bahannya, semua ada ternyata. Cuman beda-beda toko. Kita harus ke tokonya orang India, karena cari bahan buat kulit martabaknya. Kemudian kita ke toko Vietnam pada saat itu, dan ke toko orang Malaysia untuk mencari bahan-bahan lainnya. Kalau daging, segala macam, sayuran sangat mudah. Tinggal ke pasar aja, semuanya ada. Kita tinggal beli dan masak. Jadi memang memasak salah satu tips untuk hidup lebih hemat selama di Inggris. Ya, mungkin itu saja. Ada satu pertanyaan lagi, mungkin nggak kalau misalkan adaptasinya Mbak Wia dan Mas Ahmad, adaptasi waktu pertama kali datang, kan kita dari Indonesia nih. Dari Indonesia, sebelumnya kuliah dengan gaya Indonesia, sampai di sana di Inggris, apa pengalamannya?
Oke. Kalau pengalaman dari kuliah, kalau dari segi akademik ya, seperti yang saya sebutkan tadi, lebih banyak mungkin belajar mandirinya, tapi sebenarnya tidak perlu khawatir karena dosen-dosennya itu memberikan materi sangat-sangat terstruktur. Kalau kita biasanya di Indonesia langsung masuk kelas tanpa bekal apapun. Nah, kalau di sana bekalnya bukan hanya list bacaan yang harus dibaca sebelum masuk kelas, tapi juga list pertanyaan yang harus kita diskusikan di kelas. Jadi kita masuk di kelas itu betul-betul sudah tahu apa yang akan kita lakukan. Nah, kalau misalnya saya jurusan sastra dan harus diminta baca 2 novel sampai 1 minggu, nah dengan pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang diberikan sama dosen itu sangat membantu untuk mencari jawaban dari pertanyaan tersebut untuk itu. Kemudian untuk makanya mungkin lebih gimana cara adaptasinya, ya itu tadi, perbanyak. Kalau saya tidak membaca, lebih banyak baca jurnalnya dan banyak baca secondary reading dari dosen. Biasanya kan ada primary reading. Kalau saya pribadi tipsnya ya baca secondary reading karena jawabannya ada di secondary reading seperti itu. Kalau mungkin dari segi sosialnya, adaptasi dengan kondisi sosial, mungkin lebih banyak ke awalnya banyak bertanya ke mahasiswa Indonesia ataupun ke course coordinator ataupun ke dosen yang ada di sana sehingga bisa membantu kita mengenai apa yang harus dilakukan. Kurang lebih seperti itu, Mas. Terima kasih. Mungkin dari Mbak Wia, ya.
Ya, kalau buat saya sih mungkin yang saya highlight dari sisi di kelas ya, pelajaran di kelas itu 2 hal sih, yaitu critical reading tadi, seperti yang Mas Ahmad jelasin juga, dan juga critical thinking sih. Karena dulu waktu saya S1 kebetulan kuliah jurusan engineering dan masuk sekarang kuliah jurusan bisnis, it's really different thing lah, dan cara kita berpikir, cara kita belajar itu juga agak berbeda gitu. Cuma yang bikin sempat saya shock itu adalah, yaitu tadi Mas Ahmad bilang kalau kita itu harus baca sebanyak-banyak yang kita bisa baca di rumah, siapkan pertanyaan, masuk kelas, itu baru kita bisa dibilang ready. Dulu kan kalau di Indonesia kita masuk kelas, dosen jelasin. Nggak baca pun akan dijelaskan oleh dosen lah ibaratnya. Nah, dulu tuh, jadi di Aberdeen itu sistem belajarnya kalau di MBA itu block system sih, so it's 1 week for reading the material, jadi kita 1 minggu harus baca semua material yang dikasih oleh dosen. Minggu kedua itu baru teaching week, 1 minggu full kita masuk kelas. Nah, dulu tuh pas pertama kali masuk tuh pas reading ya udah baca seenaknya lah gitu, baca sekenanya. Wah, ternyata pas masuk kelas, the system itu really different with what I have done in Indonesia previously. Karena pas masuk, saat saya baca seadanya, and the whole of the student in the class discussing about something, I feel like I'm lost gitu. Saya benar-benar kayak anak hilang aja di situ, nggak ngerti ini lagi bahas apa, ini lagi nanya apa gitu. Nah dari situ saya mulai sadar sih dan mulai belajar bahwa critical reading itu penting banget gitu untuk paham dari sekian banyak bacaan yang kita punya, esensinya apa, yang paling penting itu apa, itu penting banget. Terus juga dengan situ kita masuk ke kelas dan kita diskusi, critical thinking itu juga perlu banget, karena dari situ kita belajar yang namanya cari suatu permasalahan, lalu juga secara terstruktur menyelesaikan lah solusi masalah itu seperti apa. Dan walaupun ini challenging, tapi justru ini salah satu bekal yang buat saya tuh value added saat saya balik ke Indonesia, karena ya di dunia kerja it's something important gitu for the people who has critical thinking and critical reading, because they can read the situation, can like offer the solution based on what the customer or what the problem situation. So it's really valuable for me. Jadi cara beradaptasinya ya banyakin latihan, banyakin baca, dan diskusi sama teman-teman yang nggak hanya dari Indonesia, tapi dari berbagai negara, karena mereka pasti punya pandangan yang berbeda-beda. Gitu sih kalau dari sisi akademik. Kalau dari sisi kehidupan ya mungkin dingin ya, karena kita tinggal di Jakarta dan Makassar yang sangat panas. Kesana suhu tiba-tiba lagi Januari itu kan winter, it's winter period, so it's sometimes like minus 3 or minus 10 degree. Jadi ya dingin aja sih, kirain pas masuk rumah bakal sehangat itu, walaupun udah nyalain heater ternyata masih menggigil gitu. Cuman ya sekarang pas balik ke Indonesia malah kangen sih jadinya.
Kalau sedingin apapun, no matter how cold it is, you will always miss Aberdeen. That's for sure.
Betul banget.
Betul, setuju. So everyone agrees that we miss Aberdeen. So we want to go there. You don't come here, we go there. Oke, ada satu pertanyaan, Mas Daisa. Apakah ada yang berprofesi sebagai TNI di England? Kebetulan dinas di TNI. Ada, Mas. Kami menangani teman-teman dari TNI AL, TNI AD, dan dari kepolisian. Yang cukup heboh itu adalah kalau mereka sekolah, mereka tetap membawa atributnya. Kalau TNI AL itu kan ada atribut, bukan senjata apinya ya, Mas, pedangnya itu kan dibawa. Nah, itu mereka bawa. Cuma memang mereka di sana nanti seringkali suka dikontak kalau ketahuan ada nanti mungkin ada kunjungan dari TNI. Kalau mohon maaf saya nggak tahu nih, Mas Desa di TNI AL atau di TNI AD.
AL, Mas.
AL ya?
Ya.
Kalau AL ada, Mas, teman-temannya yang dulu berangkat ke Inggris, mereka bawa pedangnya semua lengkap. Saya bilang, Mas, gimana? Bawanya gimana nih? Ada izinnya kok, Pak, kata dia. Ya udah. Jadi di sana mereka sebetulnya cukup banyak loh. Cuman memang nggak tahun ini. Tahun-tahun sebelumnya dari teman-teman di TNI AL, mereka ada yang berangkat disekolahkan untuk ambil program yang berhubungan dengan security studies, terorisme, dan hal-hal semacamnya. Mas Daisa rencana ingin program apa, Mas?
Bisa cyber security, bisa engineering juga. Kebetulan basicnya engineering. Lebih suka sih cyber security sebenarnya.
Cyber security bisa sekali. Can I introduce? This is Daisa. He is from our Navy, a member of Navy. He's thinking more to cyber security.
Okay, great. Hi, nice to meet you. I also
Nice to meet you, Emily. Yeah.
I also heard Hendra touch on another subject that we offer. And obviously you are in the military. Is that right? You're in the Navy. Is that what I heard?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So many people from Indonesia actually come to study one of two courses from the military background. So either a computing course like cybersecurity or another program. Now it's recently changed title. Let me see if I can find out what it's called. Give me 2 seconds. All of these programs are very popular in the university for military personnel, and the person that deals with it actually has a lot of background in the military, so I'm trying to find out what it's called for you. Is
that the one related to security studies?
Yes, but so we have an actual one called international security.
Mr. Hendra, boleh satu pertanyaan lagi?
Boleh, Mas, silakan.
Kebetulan kan saya lagi di US, lagi ada short course di sini.
Oke.
Tolong yakinkan saya, kenapa saya harus milih UK, kuliah di sana untuk meneruskan studi S2 saya, khususnya cyber security, atau ya bisa engineering juga. Oke.
Oke, Mas. Saya nggak mau meyakinkan, karena pilihan negara itu adalah pilihan dari pribadi masing-masing. Dalam hal ini gini, kalau ditanya US bagus nggak? Bagus. Banyak teman-teman dari militer juga yang saya tahu memiliki latar belakangnya di US. Kalau
Oke.
ditanya yang di UK, sampai hari ini kita masih dipercaya oleh kepolisian, Bakamla atau Bakorkamla ya, Mas?
Bakamla sekarang namanya.
Bakamla ya, oke. Dari Bakamla itu masih dipercaya untuk membantu teman-teman yang ingin melanjutkan studi S2-nya ke Inggris. Nah,
Oke.
kalau disuruh memilih Inggris, oke nggak? Kalau kami selalu menginformasikan, coba dilihat-lihat dulu. Silahkan tanya-tanya. Mas Desa nanti kalau berkenan boleh japri saya, email saya tadi ada di atas.
Oke. Iya, Pak.
Nanti saya kenalkan dengan teman di TNI AL juga yang kebetulan alumni dari Inggris. Nah, itu mungkin akan lebih membantu menjelaskan. Soalnya kalau saya ditanya,
Andra, I've just shared 2 programs with DISA. So the first one's called International Security, and the second one is called Strategic Studies. Strategic Studies, yeah, they're both run by the same person. He's called Professor James Wiley, and he is an expert in warfare, in combat, and all of that within a political environment. And he teaches on these different programs. So have a look at their modular content and see if that would be something of interest to you. We certainly have, I definitely know at least 4 Indonesian students who have done strategic studies. So if you would like to speak to one of them, just get in touch with Hendra and I can reach out to them for you.
Okay, that will be great. That's information. Thank you, Mrs. Emily.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Em. Jadi begitu, Mas Desa, boleh nanti kita lanjutkan melalui email. Email saya ada ya, tadi di atas ya.
Iya, Pak. Terima kasih, Pak Hendra.
Sama-sama, Mas. Nanti kita lanjut. Saya kenalin ke alumni Inggris, biar nanti Mas Desa jadi ikutnya ke Inggris, nggak ke US.
Amin. Ini istri saya sambil video call juga, Pak. Kebetulan di sana kan sore, di sini masih jam 5 pagi. Tadi saya bangun jam 4 pagi untuk ikut seminar ini.
So, he's now in the US, currently doing short course. So she woke up at 4 a.m.
Wow, thank you so much for taking part today. That is commitment.
Terima kasih banyak, Mas Desa. Saya tunggu emailnya ya.
Selalu rekan-rekan.
Terima kasih. Baik, kurang lebihnya demikian sesi untuk hari ini. Thank you so much everyone for attending. Keep in touch. Any information you need, feel free to ask. Email, you can email Emily directly, you can email us, or you can also email
dulu, Pak Hendra.
Mbak Wia, Mas Ahmad, terima kasih banyak sudah membantu hari ini. Semoga berkenan. Nantinya kalau kita hubungi melalui email, boleh ya kalau ada yang tanya-tanya lagi ya.
Boleh banget, Mas. Sama-sama juga. Semoga bermanfaat ya, Mas, sharingnya.
Terima kasih. Em, thank you so much, Em.
No worries. Thank you very much for having me today. And I hope that I get to meet some of you in person in the future. And as Hendra said, just send me an email if you have any questions or reach out to IBEC and they will help you.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for for information and knowledge.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.